When your archive is open for public use, there are times when the documents being requested are classified. This can pose a problem for the researcher as well as the archivist. This is a copy of the official report on radiation levels after the Trinity blast in 1945. You see the crossed out secret restricted and secret. When stamped secret, it is desired that no document be released which refers to experiments that might have an adverse effect on public opinion or result in legal suits. Adding restricted after secret is simply limiting it within bounds. This is one of several levels of sensitivity, which would include top secret, secret, confidential, and in some countries restricted, thereby making disclosure to unauthorized persons illegal. This report from the Franklin Institute Laboratories for Research and Development interview with Dr. Ernst Steinhoff is labeled restricted. In this case, restricted material would cause undesirable effects if publicly available. Some countries do not have such a classification in public sectors, such as commercial industries. Such a level is also known as private information. Another example of a restricted report from the National Research Council Committee on Medical Research that was done in 1945 when looking into pressurized suits for flying and eventually the space program. NASA technical translation for the orbital space shuttle document cites a different restriction. Because of copyright restriction, this translation has not been published. This copy is for NASA personnel and any reference must be to the original foreign source. This is a detail of that notice of copyright restriction located at the bottom of the NASA document. Another classification of secure documents are those that have been marked by ITAR, the International Traffic Arms Regulations. This is a set of rules specified by the U.S. government. It governs the manufacture, sale, and distribution of defense and military-related articles, services, and technologies stated in the U.S. Munitions List or USML to ensure security. This applies only to international users and was created to prevent bad actors from foreign governments perceived to be unfriendly to the United States of having access. This AeroB 150 outline drawing falls under ITAR. Another would be this report of the Orbital Transfer Vehicle Concept Definition and Systems Analysis Study. Another government warning that does not specify ITAR but would still fall under the same category, specifically the espionage laws, Title 18. Those documents containing information affecting the national defense of the United States. The date stamp that you see is from the Curatorial Department camera. If you have ever heard of a redacted document, this is what one might look like. The object of redaction is to obscure or remove text from a document prior to publication or release. This is from a public domain source, and I love the handwritten note in the lower right-hand corner. Should have seen sooner. Who has approved? Not for circulation. But, sir, it was redacted. When the government declassifies or unclassifies a document, it will have a stamp such as you see here at the top. This document from the Franklin Institute for Development and Design was unclassified. Unclassified is technically not a classification level, but this is a feature of some classification schemes used for government documents that do not merit a particular classification or which have been declassified. This is because the information is low impact and therefore does not require any special protection, such as vetting of personnel. This is the same document that earlier had the warning that this could affect national defense. What changed? As this detail shows, it is downgraded at 3-year intervals, declassified after 12 years. Declassified documents are not an issue, but they must be officially stamped as such. This is the New Mexico Museum of Space History's declassified stamp, applied when we receive word that a document we have in the archive has been officially declassified. The stamp shows the date the document was declassified. Declassifying classified or top secret documents is not as easy as it sounds. That may be why in 2006 the military made a decision to pull all classified files from our archive. When you are not sure when a researcher asks for a particular document, always check your files or go back to the source. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Sue Taylor, Chief Curator for the New Mexico Museum of Space History. Please visit our YouTube and Facebook pages for more interesting programs.